you know, you guys know me for a long time, and I've done 40 years of real estate, and I've learned so much, and there's always so much more to learn. With me is Andrew Sanvito. Did I get it right?
Yes.
And what's the name of your company?
It's Wise Eye Home Inspection.
Why? Okay. So you're doing home inspection. Why'd you get into that?
It's a long story, Wayne.
Well, we have some time. I'll tell you when to be quiet.
All right, so myself and my wife are both pilots, airline pilots. We lost everything, or lost our jobs in 2020 when we were still in South Africa. After that, we started a logistics and transportation business. And about 2 years later, we sold that and we moved over to the US. And then while here, I had lots of questions. Why you guys build the way you do, how you do things. And then I started studying home inspection just to learn more, not to do it as a business. And that's it. I mean, it
Well,
just blossomed.
the reason we do it the way we do it is because that's the easiest way to make money. Okay, and greed seems to run this country. Just saying. But the thing is, and you can answer this, it could be better, right?
Well, where I come from, to do a renovation like a bathroom and a kitchen could take you anywhere up to 4 months.
Okay.
Where yeah, you can do it within 4 weeks because you're using drywalling. You're not doing mud and brick, every internal wall.
So
it's a lot easier. It's a lot quicker.
But it's also not I don't know if I'm using the right word, not as safe, because much easier to get mold and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be wise to that. I mean, if you got a water leak, sort it out.
But sometimes do we, like, just to give you an example, I have a good friend, she has Lyme disease. She got a leak in the house, but she didn't know it because it was behind a wall. And she was getting sick. And then she found out. Okay? Mm. And it's interesting because the insurance company denied her claim. And she had it fixed, and it comes back clear, but she's still getting sick. So she just went out and bought another house. Hmm. Now, that doesn't mean the other house never had an issue either. So, but she'll feel better. And I think a lot of what we go through in life is psychological. Like, she got rid of all her clothes. She can buy all new clothes. But maybe Macy's, where you're buying your clothes from, had mold. You just never, ever know.
You never know. And this is the thing. The other reason why I've gotten into this is also education. So not to be condescending, but it depends what line of work you're in, depends what you know. And that's your field. You stay in that lane. If you don't know anything about plumbing, electrical, you have to ask. But I feel you've got to educate people. People are quite ignorant to other occupations or professions. So my goal is, it's not about the making of the money, which is fantastic, but it's also to educate people. If you've got a question, phone and ask. Phone and ask another inspector. Phone and ask an electrician. Educate yourself. Know what's going on with mold, radon, radon in the water. Your water quality that you have in your house. How chlorine is absorbed through your skin. Stuff like this. Be educated.
All right, so I decided to go buy a house. And I call you to do an inspection. Okay? What are you inspecting?
So I like to always tell people, it's almost like a 4-point, but the 4 points for the insurance company. Okay. But you want to look at the major items. So your roof, your water heater, the aircon, the HVAC system, and then your electrical. Because those are the items, the big ticket items that are going to cost you. And then when you do walk through the house, you're looking from the roof, you're looking down, you're looking at the eaves, the fascias, your guttering system that you have, your downspipes. Are the downpipes, the leaders taking the water away from the house? Because you don't want water coming back to your foundation and getting sucked up into the walls and destroying your foundation, weakening your foundation. Then when you're walking through the house, look if there's been moisture in the house, under your sinks. Check all the plugs. Look for cracks, if there's settlement cracks, if there's major structural cracks.
How does one know the difference? I mean, let's face it, walls sometimes have cracks.
And especially the walls inside the house with drywalling, you don't see those.
Right.
You know, so especially let's say you're looking at a driveway and you got little minor cracks in the driveway, that's just settlement cracks. But when you start getting heaving and you start seeing difference in heights, you know, of the concrete, then there's a problem. You know, you got to get it sorted out. But then all we do, we tell you what we see.
Right.
You make an informed decision. At
So-
least then you can make the informed decision.
So basically what you're telling me is, hey, Wayne, this is what I found in the house. How do you want to handle it? Take it from there.
Yeah. And then if you got questions, you can ask me. If I'm not sure, I'll approach someone that's a little bit more educated than me or has done this for a lot longer. There's a couple of electricians that I speak to on a regular basis. There's a couple of plumbers. And then what's nice about Florida is I'm part of FABI, which is Florida Association of Building Inspectors, and they are like family. These people are unbelievable. They bring you in, they will share work, they will share advice, you can send pictures to them, and they will come back to you very quickly with an answer. You know, it's
And I love that. Like, you know, around here, we could go to networking things every day. I made it a point never to go to a networking thing that's a one-off, where there's only one of each thing. Because if you can't work with someone else in your industry, then you're never going to grow, in my opinion.
So this is where I struggle with networking, because where we come from, and maybe I didn't have to being a pilot, but I find it very difficult, let's say, to go to 3-4 meetings a day, which I can't because I'm a one-man show and now my wife's joining and helping me with the marketing side.
Okay.
But how do you build those relationships with certain people that you can refer? You know, especially for me, using realtors, insurance agents, roofers, window installers, you know, so how do I now refer someone different that's not going to feel like they're getting cheated? Another guy that I'm not referring. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so, and we spoke about this the other day. I had a conversation with somebody. So, first of all, not everybody is for everybody. Okay?
100%.
So, you might go in and they might not feel comfortable with you. So, when I refer, like, because I'm the go-to for everything. When I refer, I usually refer more than one. I'm really particular about who I refer because it reflects back on me. And I don't want to go to a place that has just one roofer. Because, you know what? That roofer might be busy. You're a one-man operation. You could have, God willing, 10 inspections in 1 week. Is that a lot?
That's a lot. I'll be happy with that.
Okay. So you have 10 inspections in 1 week, and then someone calls you, and then you can't take care of them.
But you see, that's where, like, FABI now is fantastic. Because I can either go online on the Facebook group and refer it out, or I know a couple of other inspectors in my area that I would refer work
But
to.
there you go. You have no problem working with other people.
No, not at all.
Would you have a problem if you went to a networking thing and there was another home inspector there?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's why I don't want to belong to a group that just allows one person of each industry. I don't think that works. People don't. I can go to a networking group and you could be there and I might not get along with you. And then am I going to refer you? No. But someone's going to ask me, I need a home inspector. Well, I can't tell you any because I only know one and I can't stand them. Okay? And I'm just, you know, in general, that's really what kind of happens. And and I know it happens because it happened to me. There was a pest control person, stood me up 4 times, never called about coming in. Okay? So I was talking to someone else and said, I would never refer this person. Because I don't want to refer somebody who doesn't show. That could the worst thing. Well, this person I was talking to was good friends with the other person who never showed. And it became an issue. But if there's more than one, then you know what? You give someone a choice.
Yes.
Give them 2 people.
So for example, today there was something that came out and it was a pricing issue. But it was on, obviously, Facebook. And people want to know for price and they go for the cheapest. And I'm sorry, I I've got my price,
Right.
and that is it. That's
'Cause you
how
know your
much
worth.
I value myself.
Right.
Another more experienced inspector said this is their price, which was higher, and they said they don't change their price. But if you want to use me, this is my detail, and I value that. I said I like the way you've written that,
Right.
and you said that.
You know, you need to know your worth.
100%.
Okay. And other people who say, hey, I could do that for $200 less, in my opinion, are going to do a shoddy job, because there's time that you have to make money. So if people are gonna, first of all, I really hate people who undercut other people. I don't like that. I don't like that greed. There's enough business for everybody.
Well, this is it. There's lots of inspectors. There's lots of realtors. There's lots of insurance agents. Everyone is trying to get a cut of the pie. And you know what? The pie is big. There's a lot of it to go around. And if you get a good name for yourself, you're going to have a lot of work.
Right.
And people do refer work out to other, whether it's realtors or insurance agents or inspectors. And that's what I love. I love it that the guys that I've met, you know, people are very closely guarded of their little kingdom and they don't want to give up a share. And the people I've met, they are not like that, or they don't present themselves like
Right.
that.
And I mean, I'm in the chamber, and there are other people who do what I do. Do I get everybody? No. Do I need everybody? No. Am I happy with other people getting other people? Yes. I'm in a different networking group where this kid comes in, young kid, doesn't even have a car, comes in with his camera, and I will tell you that he's on the spectrum, and he's way, 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 way smarter than me. Okay? And when people ask, I said, well, use Charles. He's great. First of all, he's less expensive than me. But he can be, because he doesn't have FP&L to deal with and rent and stuff like that. And he does a great job. So why would I was there. I was there in the beginning when I needed to make money. So why wouldn't I not want to help somebody else? It's like the group that you're in. They want to help you because it reflects the whole group. It's not just you. Okay.
But it's also good to have competition.
Great to have
because
competition.
then you up your game.
Right.
And you know what? If you're going to keep lowering your prices, trust me, I will still be around.
Yeah.
You're going to have to close your doors at some point. You know, you can't keep the lights on.
If you, first of all, I have a philosophy. If you do everything that the government wants you to do and not skate, I'm not saying break the law, but not skate the line, you'll never make it in business. You have to skate the line. You have to figure out how to save. And it's very, very difficult. I mean, I've been in this industry with a brick and mortar for over 30 years. And this industry didn't exist when I started. So it was hard. And, you know, FP&L calls and Comcast calls. And there's an issue because we have hurricanes here and tornadoes. And we have to live by these things. I'm blessed to have the best landlord in the world. So that's something that you can never get. Otherwise, I'd move my business to Martin County. And you know how I feel about Martin County.
I thought you were in Martin County. That's why. Sorry.
No, I'm here because I have the best landlord in the world, and I can't. First of all, I couldn't afford to move this to Martin County, but I have just a great landlord, and when I had my heart attack and my surgery, I took time off. He wouldn't take rent from me. Okay.
Yeah, you don't find that often.
No, you don't, and I haven't had a raise in my rent in 13 years. You know, you just don't find that. So, plus what I'm paying, I would spend 4 times more in Martin County. But I love Martin County, and I spend most of my time in Martin County. And I'm very deep-rooted in Martin County. I'm into the Martin County leadership. I'm on the board of the chamber. I'm a trustee of the chamber. So I'm now going to buy a house, and I'm going to buy a house in Martin County. So since I can't do my business in Martin County, I'll live in Martin County. Do you see your industry changing? I mean, is it constantly changing?
Look, I think everyone will say, whether you're a realtor, insurance, or home inspector, it's been quiet, let's say, for like 3 months,
Right.
up until like October. Then maybe things changed in November, you know, and maybe things are going to change. But regardless, it's like being a divorce attorney. You know, there's always going to be divorce.
There's work.
There's always work. There's always going to be houses to sell. There's always going to be houses to be inspected. There's always going to be houses to get insured. Whether people are leaving Florida, coming back into Florida, but there will always be work.
And that's why you picked this industry.
There's no brick and mortar. Everything's in my car or at my house.
Right.
And it's easy. There's no rental. The overheads are low.
But there is, because you have a car and you have to pay insurance and stuff. So that
The business in South Africa, we had perishables that we were delivering. We had freezers, and it wasn't, that didn't
Over that,
excite
huh?
me. Yeah, I don't want to deal with perishables.
I don't blame you. We're getting to the top of our time. How do people find you? You have a website?
Yes. So it's wisehomeinspection.com,
Okay.
or you can also give me a call if you like.
At what number?
772-214-8687.
Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody, my philosophy's always been the same. If you don't use a professional, expect to spend 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration. Use a professional. Everybody have a great day, and we'll be right back.